Canada, this is your favorite half hour of basketball, the Hangout at NBATV Canada, where we chop up and break down your favorite basketball subjects. And as always, I have a group of basketball experts joining me to talk about the game, and you're going to love the guys we have here today. First off, you know him, you love him from the Hangout, the producer of the Raptors broadcast, my main man DG Dan Gladman at DG on the road. And then
home.
It is, right? Because you're always on the road. Just got back from Boston.
DG at home right now, home for 2 days, off to Florida on Saturday.
All right. And Donovan Bennett, Sid and Tim's favorite reporter. You can hear him on the radio, Sportsnet's very own. Thank you for finally joining us.
Oh, pleasure.
All right. And a veteran of the couch, one of my favorite people, Eastern Commerce alumnus, the head coach of Ryerson University's men's basketball team, Roy Rana.
Thank you.
All right, Roy, we got to pick your brain today, of course. Lots of great things to talk about when it comes to NBA basketball. When you start talking NBA basketball, you start with the world champions, the Miami Heat. On Wednesday night, big game hunting, of course, Heat Pacers, a matchup of the former Eastern Conference Finals from last year. And we're just going to get right to the tape. Gentlemen, first off, Dan, I'll start with you. I know you just got back from that Raptors-Celtics game, but all ears and eyes after that, we're probably pointing towards this big matchup to see how things would play out, as you see Lance Stevenson here giving a dirty look to Dwayne Wade after a little bit of contact there.
Well, I can tell you this, some people were watching it on their iPads on the bus. I mean, this is the game that had everybody's attention in the NBA, and
Paul George.
For good reason. These, everybody thinks these two teams are going to meet again in the East Finals, and everybody thinks maybe this is the year where Indiana has their shot against Miami. The thing that stands out for me is I think I saw the stat. This is the 6th win for Indiana over Miami in the last 7 at Bankers North Fieldhouse.
Yeah, they got that home court advantage.
So, they think they have that home court advantage.
Here's the end of game scenario right now. Chris Bosh, he's got a shot. He hit a shot at 3 earlier. It's a good look.
He hits that shot a lot of the time.
That's a poor shot late in the clock, late in the game. Somebody's got to get something to the basket. I think LeBron's got to try and take it over, draw a foul. Got to be a lot more aggressive. That's a long 2 to end the game. I'm not sure that was the best shot they could have got.
Okay, now, I kind of thought he was going to go for that escape dribble, but Donovan, for you, because I thought we kind of escaped the LeBron needs to take the final shot drama, but are you looking at this game now and saying he needs to take the onus on himself?
Well, this is, right, the theoretical argument that we always have. Do we want hero ball, right, where your best player is taking the last shot, no matter if it's contested or not? Or do you want to go to the averages? Now, the averages would say a long 2 is a bad shot.
Analytics.
I didn't mind it because Boston just hit a big 3
yes.
to get them in that position. And you knew that they were going to be going after LeBron off of the catch. So I didn't mind it because the look was clean. But having said that, you mentioned it. Like, the hashtag was on the screen for the entire game, Beast of the East. For me, this game was more about Indiana saying, we have had a good run against the Heat. We're no longer afraid of them. Now we have home court wrapped up. So the mystique around the 2-time champions, I feel, is kind of gone now.
I mean, Indiana feels that way. I don't know if the rest of the league does, and I guess that's great for their confidence, but they haven't been playing well lately. And I said it a couple weeks ago here. I still think the Nets could cause some problems for either of those 2 teams in a playoff round.
Okay, here's what I wanted to see now. Indiana's big advantage prior to the season's been inside on the Miami Heat. Miami went out and got Greg Oden. I kind of thought or hoped that we'd see that matchup of Greg Oden versus Hibbert on the inside. Hibbert having a really bad month, averaging around 8 points per game, comes with a huge first half. So my question to you, Roy Rana, is did the Miami Heat, as a coach, did the Miami Heat purposely not use Greg Oden kind of like their ace in the hole? Because I think that's kind of where the balance of this series shifts if Miami can battle on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of different things that go into it. They're going to see themselves again a number of times throughout the playoffs. Hopefully in the Eastern Conference Final. There'll be some double down schemes. They'll go one-on-one in the post. Guys are going to play in different spots. It's one game. There's a lot of basketball.
So this doesn't change your impressions or predictions for the finals?
I don't think the Pacers are worried about Hibbert's offense.
Yes.
With him, it's all about the defense. I think they're worried about Paul George's offense right now, quite frankly. But Oden, he's there, he's a body, and he might give them some valuable minutes in the playoffs. But I don't think you can look at Oden or Andrew Bynum on Indiana as really key components of what's going to be in the playoffs.
You touched on Paul George. I want to talk about Paul George for a quick second here. This is a young man who is having more than his fair share of off-the-court troubles. We're not going to recite them. This is a family show. But if we're looking at the numbers, for Paul George this year, this is the guy we kind of crowned as the next guy, the 1B to LeBron's 1A. His numbers have gone down every month this year. If you're looking at him statistically, and eyes have kind of shifted towards Paul George. So my question to you is, have we crowned Paul George a bit too early? And can he, now that he is the focal point of one of the premier teams in the league, kind of pick his game back up to where people had him before they were keying on him?
I think we crowned him too early.
Yeah?
You know what? Your crowns are earned in the playoffs.
Yes.
And he's got to prove himself. And, he had a good one last year, and let's see what he can do this year. And if he can get him past Miami, then, he's got a real chance to kind of start to put some things on his mantle. But there's still some time.
DJ, is this game or off-court issues battling the kid?
Well, I mean, some of the off-court issues that he's had, I mean, we need a password on your phone. But having said that, I think he would be the first to say that he has some growth yet to come. He's talked about wanting to work with LeBron in the offseason and pick his brain.
I don't like that, by the way. I'm an old school hate on your enemies kind of guy.
Yes, so am I.
Thank you.
I mean, how old school can it really be, though, when these guys have been playing together on AAU teams when they were young, when they're going to Nike camps together? They're all friends, so I don't really hate on that. The thing that LeBron probably will tell him if they do speak is about the longevity and the consistency. One thing LeBron has been is he's been consistent. Every night you know what you're going to get from him on both ends of the floor. We're starting to see that with Durant as well. So Paul George has had some nice months, some nice weeks, but whether or not he does this year in, year out, we'll still have to see.
We still have more to break down on Canada's favorite basketball show. This is The Hangout, and when we come back, we got to talk about all the news on the NCAA side of things. All that and more when we return on The Hangout.
3 months, it's Act 3 with the Heat and the Pacers. Now Wade pushes Stevenson.
I like it. We got a game now.
George steps around James. Oh, George! How do you do? Let's go! Let's go! Richard gets to James. The pitch to Bosch for the win.
Oh, great move. Lays it up and in. And sometimes quick just ain't fair.
It's blocked. Taken by CDR. Good!
Bad break. And break Griffin. Davis going strong. Nothing George could do.